Hey, it's Travis Ketchum, and I just wanted to cover how to pick the right prize to generate more qualified leads. Now, out of all the things that you can do for your contest, this is the number one influencer of the success of your contest in terms of generating the right kinds of people. Because getting more good leads is significantly better than just getting more leads. Now, to do this, you have to do a few things. You have to understand who your ideal customer profile is and leverage proven psychological triggers that speak to them over the masses, right? Because you have to convince contests to irrationally refer you with a prize that they just simply cannot resist. So, first of all, let's go over what is the ideal customer profile. Well, the question is really, what is your user or your best customer into that's unique? What are the characteristics about them, beyond age and gender, but more like activities and where they are, such as, where they're hanging out, what are the influencers they listen to and trust? What sort of factors make them your ideal customer profile as opposed to somebody else? Now, a good example is typically to sort of write out a story. So not only write down on a piece of paper who your customer is in terms of, maybe they live in America, maybe they make $50,000 a year or more, maybe they're, gender specific, male, female, maybe they have a degree, but then maybe they use an iPhone and maybe they enjoy vacationing at least 3 times a year. What is the makeup of your best customer? And to kind of dive a little deeper on that, we define a best customer as somebody who has the means, the interest, and the needs to buy from us multiple times. And that's really important because they need to be able to be a long-term value. You don't just want necessarily a small one-off purchase. Now, to speak to these kind of people, you want to focus on things that are experiences and scarcity. Now, a lot of businesses say, maybe I'll give away an iPad, right? And products are good, an iPad's not, and I'll get to why, but experiences are better because experiences have a extremely high perceived value, and scarcity is a powerful motivator for action because simply humans always respond to exclusivity. Now, let me dive a little deeper on this one as well. Scarcity is natural in contests because there's a start and an end date. There's a set amount of time that people can enter the contest and engage for the opportunity to win. And the reason that it works so well when coupled with experiences is because if everyone knows they can walk into a store and pay, let's say, $400 for an item, that's simply worth $400. If it's in abundance and it's not hard to get, there's a very set price and value in that consumer's mind. However, when it comes to experiences, there's intangible things beyond the actual device or traveling experience itself. It's the fact that you get photographs and memories and things that, in a way, sort of money can't buy, even though they can. But when people think about it, and if you frame it correctly, maybe it's a vacation somewhere to the Bahamas, or it's an exclusive event to come spend time with someone they look up to and trust, that experience is worth way more than the sum of the cost of the flights, the hotel, etc. So hopefully you see where I'm going with that. Experiences will always trump products almost every time. So the next thing you have to understand is, are you alleviating pain points? Some people have come up to us and said, hey, I'm in a boring niche. But you know what? That's actually okay. Because everyone in the world experiences pain in some form. And the more specific that pain is, the better, because it gives you the opportunity to be the hero. And it gives you the opportunity to attract the attention of your core audience. So even if you can't necessarily fix the pain of somebody, say, looking for home insurance, there's things about someone who's in the purchase cycle of buying home insurance that you can undoubtedly fix, right? So if you think about home insurance, it's probably related to a moving event, right? So are they moving? So can you help fix their pain around the moving event? And can you potentially get sponsors from real estate agents to be part of that contest for you so you both can build a larger qualified lead list? These are the things that are important when you're picking your prize and things to consider. So hopefully this helps set your frame of mind. Now, I want to go back to the iPad thing briefly before we finish up this video, because that's the most common mistake that people make. A lot of people say, well, I want to get a lot of buzz and I want to give away an iPad. But if you think about that in depth, unless you're Best Buy or Newegg or an electronics retailer, what does giving away an iPad do to pre-qualify your audience? All it does is it gets you people who have raised their hand and said, I want an iPad, but not necessarily people who need what you do and sell. So probably not people who are looking to move necessarily, right? Not necessarily people who are male or female, not necessarily people that are in certain income brackets. So it really does not pre-qualify. And honestly, your resources are pretty poorly spent if you're addressing a large audience. So if you can narrow down a prize that's very specific to the kind of person you want to talk to, you're going to do so much better in your contest. So I hope this was helpful, and we'll talk to you soon.